Welcome to the RVA Small Business Show, your number one resource for business growth education, insights, and news. Let's get today's show started.
Welcome to the RVA Small Business Show, exclusively on the RVA Small Business Network. I'm Corey Mosley, your host for today's show. Making smart and informed choices when it comes to real estate makes all of the difference in ensuring your family has an enjoyable home life, or, as an investor, a profitable income-generating asset. Joining me in the studio today to discuss this further is Jon Bibbs, a senior real estate advisor with CSG team at United Real Estate Richmond. Jon, along with CSG, are a resource to help people better understand real estate. Jon, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks so much for the opportunity, Corey. Glad to be here.
So let's face it, there's a lot of real estate agents. There's a lot of real estate agents in the market, a lot of people trying to get involved in the game. What makes CSG different than some of the other players?
Well, the CSG team is centered on the idea of real estate advisement as opposed to real estate sales. So we want to get a more circumspect understanding of our clients' entire financial picture, their financial goals, and how real estate can be a part of their portfolio to help them reach those goals. So we aren't just your traditional real estate sales agent. We're here to help you figure out how this fits into your overall lifestyle, financial portfolio, future goals, etc.
So I'm going to not just be able to call you up and say, hey, I want to buy a house. And then you're just like, okay, great. What house do you want to buy?
All right.
There's more to it than that.
There's absolutely
more questions.
Absolutely. There's not just more questions, but there's more information that we provide.
Okay.
Our clients hear from us on a regular basis, whether they're buying or selling a house. They hear from us to just figure out where they are. It's important that you know the value of your home at all times, because it's an important metric to know your financial health. And knowing your home's value also offers opportunities like refinancing, or maybe selling, or using it as an investment, which can be a great boon to your bottom line financially. So it's important that you are constantly receiving information about your home, not just having a person that you call to ask the questions.
Now, I have to tell you, this is actually very interesting to me, because all too often, I don't know that I've ever heard from the person that, we bought our house from. I think that once the transact, now it's all good when you're in a transaction, because, right, there's financial components, there's motivations to do that. But you're talking about something I don't think I've heard before, really, which is this idea that I'm going to hear from you. We're going to check in. We're going to have this relationship that extends past just the closing of the home.
Absolutely. Our goal is to be a partner in your home ownership journey and in your real estate journey as well. So it doesn't just stop at the finances. It also includes the maintenance of your home. It also includes giving recommendations for the professionals that you need, whether it's a cleaner, whether it's a plumber, whether it's a roofer. CSG is a team that provides the resources from end to end for all of our clients.
Wow. Now, a lot of people have gotten into the technology game, the app game. People are in social media. There's a lot of cool things you're doing with social media, apps as well. Now, CSG has an app, but this app isn't just like other apps. Talk to us a little bit about what you guys are doing in that technology space.
Well, Corey, we decided when we first got into the real estate business that we wanted to meet our clients where they were. And when we looked to see what was available for the end user, there's plenty of opportunity for the end user in terms of finding a home. There's Zillow, there's Realtor.com, there's 1,000 different places where you can go find a place. But there wasn't very much there for managing the transaction. There wasn't very much there for connecting the agent with the buyer or the seller. There wasn't very much there in terms of organizing the process. What we found from our clients initially was there was a great deal of frustration. If you've been through a real estate transaction, you know there's paperwork, there's communication, and it's hard to remember. Was it a text message? Was it an email? Where's this document? Because this person needs the document that the other person sent me.
Yeah.
And what CSG Home is designed to do, we do the things that all the other apps do. You can search for a home in our app.
Right.
But within our app, all of your documents are stored where you can easily find them later, and you can easily send them to any other parties that you need to send them to. You can communicate directly with your agent cross-platform, regardless to whether you have an Android device or an iOS device. You can video call, you can voice call, you can schedule your tasks, and you can see where you are in the process. There's just a myriad tools and features available to people who use CSG Home. We're really excited about it. We really do think it's a differentiator for us.
Now, I was scanning it a little bit, and like maintenance schedules, or because again, we're talking about post sale.
Yeah.
I just don't think a lot of people think about that. They think, hey, we got the keys, we take the picture, and then you go on to your next endeavor. But you're going to tell me things like what? Changing my air filters, or what? When you say maintenance schedules, what do you mean?
Well, there's things like winterizing your home. There's things like looking around your home as the seasons change for any kinds of seasonal damage that may have been taken. See, what we find that when people go to sell their home, they're often shocked by the things that they've let slide or things that are falling by the wayside. And it can be a nightmare for a seller. So it's easier to maintain than it is to have a laundry list of things when it's time for you to make a decision. We try to keep our sellers and buyers in positions once they acquire property where they can make a move when they want to, not having to face the difficulty of the financial picture of doing a bunch of things all at once.
That's interesting. It brings to mind the pay me now, pay me later kind of thing, right? And preventative and spacing those things out seems to make more financial sense. Now, you've got something called CSG Certified. It makes me think of like the auto industry. What does CSG Certified mean?
And that's exactly where we want you to think, Corey.
Okay.
So what we found is that sellers can often be frustrated when it comes time for closing because there are surprises that pop up once you go under contract.
No kidding.
So whether your buyer is having an inspection done and all of a sudden there are a number of things that need to be repaired, it can really be a surprise, and it can off-put your transaction. So what CSG Certified, we do all of that work up front. Okay? So there's a pre-inspection. We have a list of contractors that you can use if there are things that need to be fixed or repaired. And then there's a re-inspection. We provide that as a part of the listing. Now, this is a win-win situation because as the seller, you don't have to worry about any surprises when you go under contract. Right. But also for the buyer, they can purchase with confidence, knowing that this house has been checked out, not once, but twice, and the issues that were found initially have been addressed. So that also means for the seller that there's going to be less haggling when it's time to go to market,
because that's usually a technique, right? Well, oh, you didn't do this, so I want cash at closing. Or I want this off or that off. Right?
Absolutely right. So we with doing these pre-inspections, we've kind of taken that off the table because we've already addressed those issues. But it also helps from a buyer perspective. It helps the transaction to move more quickly because that due diligence period is not so filled with tasks and things to do because we've taken care of that work already. So our CSG Certified program includes an expanded marketing program, a pre-inspection, repair consultation, a re-inspection, and then we do staging consults, and we do all kinds of extra things to prepare the house for market.
So the market's been, I guess depending on who you ask, red hot, seller's market, buyer's market, people go back and forth on that with all the things that are happening, particularly in this marketplace from a real estate perspective. Is now a good time to sell your home?
Yes, it is. We are back close to where we were in 2022 and 2021. What I mean by that is competition is stiff. We have about 1.2 months of supply in the market right now, and we really ideally to a balanced market that would be around 5 to 6 months. So there's a lot of upward pressure on prices because there's a demand and short supply. So sellers are in the driver's seat. Now, a lot of sellers are feeling the pinch because they're considering, well, if I sell my house, well, I'm going to be back out here in the rat race with everyone else.
See, that's the key, because we've watched the value of our home go up significantly. And the conversation I have with my wife is, great. If we get somebody to overpay for our house, fantastic. But then don't we have to go overpay for somebody else's?
You do. But the thing is that the market is such right now that we're not going to see a flood of houses come anytime soon. And prices are only going to continue to go up. So if a move is in your future, it behooves you to do that now.
Yeah.
Because as the years pass on, the homes just continue to appreciate.
How about new construction? What should people be thinking about if they're looking to make that move?
New construction is one of the best kept secrets in the real estate market right now. Because
not anymore.
Well, Corey, you're a very savvy guy, so I'm sure you know that many of these builders are offering great incentives to people, including very competitive interest rates, which are lower than market rates for a home that is a resale home. So these new constructions offer an opportunity for people to be able to get a house and get a really great and competitive interest rate if you use the builder's preferred lender.
So here's an interesting thing I want to ask you, because I think a lot of people, and I didn't know this either, or I didn't even think about it. When you're looking at new construction, though, maybe they don't like to hear what I'm getting ready to ask you or what you're getting ready to reveal. But, a lot of times people go into some of the new construction areas without a real estate agent, and they'll just end up directly with the builder. But people have the right to bring in an agent. Is not just about a buy, sell, or a resell. I should be bringing an agent even to a new build community.
That's absolutely right. I'm so glad that you pointed that out, because my job as a real estate agent is to look out for my client's interest in the real estate transaction. So if you're purchasing a new build, this seller or builder has their sets of interests. And as a professional, I know how to ask questions and look for things that you as a layperson may not know to look for or know to ask about. So it's really important to have a real estate agent who will represent your interest and protect your part of the transaction.
Because my feeling about that was just, it's new. It's there's not really anything to negotiate. I'm not inspection. Some of those things that you worry about really aren't the same with new construction. Like, where is the value add?
Well, the value add is when you start talking about the types of materials that are being used. Are the things that you initially agreed to have in the home? Are you going to be sure that the financing is in place according to the agreement that you had with the builder? There's all kinds of places where a real estate agent can catch errors and save you a ton of money, heartache, and headache when it comes down to a new build transaction.
Wow. That makes a lot of sense. I'm glad I asked that question, because that was something that was always on my head. So let's pivot for a minute. We've talked about kind of the buyer relationship. CSG, your team is growing, you're adding agents, you're expanding. Talk to us. So you're looking for people. Talk to our viewers about that.
Well, CSG, we center customer service. We want people who are about our clients and not their commission. And so what that means is,
that's a big ask.
Yeah, I know it is. It's a big ask. Yeah. But what we found in business is if you serve people, then you're going to reap the financial benefit, because good service never goes unpaid. It may not come in that transaction, but you'll see it somewhere else. So we're looking for people who have a mindset for excellence. We're looking for people who are trainable. We're looking for people who are energetic and excited about this field. Real estate is just a broad category for all kinds of services and all kinds of professional skills. And we're looking for folks from different backgrounds and different walks of life. They don't necessarily have to be an agent, but if they are considering a switch, we would love to talk to them about what this industry offers and see if we're a good fit.
I like that. Investment. Investors thinking about getting in the game. Single home, multifamily. What's hot right now in terms of that area?
Well, what's hot in real estate right now in the investment category, depending on the level where you're investing, is transforming commercial space to residential space. because of the great shuffle that took place during COVID, there's a lot of unused office space and commercial space throughout the Richmond metro area.
Interesting.
And those offer opportunities. If you're savvy and if you have the right team, you can create new residential opportunities, which the city and surrounding counties are badly in need of.
Wow. I think we'll be talking after this interview is over. Last thing you've got here, the Good to Be Home edition. We've got you on the cover of it. Now, is this a publication that goes out for just clients or people that want to get more information? There's a lot of great stuff in here. How does somebody get that?
Well, they can just inbox me on any of the social media channels that we have. I'm at Jon Bibbs, JonBibbs, pretty much everywhere. Or you can find us at csgrva.com or at csgrva on any social channel. Inbox us there. The Good to Be Home magazine is a tool. As I stated before, we aren't just interested in selling things. We're interested in keeping our clients and customers and friends informed. So Good to Be Home is a magazine about making the best out of your home life and celebrating home ownership. So
wow,
got a bunch of cool stuff in there, I think.
Fantastic information. Jon, thank you for joining the show today.
Thank you for having me, Corey. It's good to be here.
Absolutely. My pleasure. To learn more about Jon and get professional assistance with your next real estate endeavor, please visit csgrva.com. This has been another episode of the RVA Small Business Show, RVA's only online streaming video network dedicated to small business growth, education, trends, and news. I'm Corey Mosley, and I will see you next time.
This has been another episode of the RVA Small Business Show, presented by the RVA Small Business Network. Be sure to like, share, and join our newsletter at rvasbn.com.